The royal club is still missing a king. Cristiano Ronaldo moved to Juventus years ago, and Real Madrid has been struggling ever since. After yet another Champions League victory, Ronaldo and Zidane left, and while Zidane made his return, Cristiano did not, so the club is yet to find a proper replacement. Karim Benzema has been fantastic in the last 2 years. We can't help but praise the Frenchman's performance, but the thing is, he was pretty much the only striking force for Real Madrid. Yet now Carlo Ancelotti has found the right partnership, and now Vinicius is putting on a show alongside Benzema. The young Brazilian is on fire. At the moment this video is being made, he has more than 20 goal involvements. La Liga's second best scorer, second only to Karim Benzema, has been dominating the Champions League with his goals and skills as well. What are the reasons and what helped Vini find the form of his life this season? We're going to figure that out in this video. But first, answer this question. Real Madrid signed Vinicius for 45 million euro. Only 2 Brazilians cost this club more. One of them is Eder Militao. Who is the other one? Part 1. Rising up and rooting for Barca. The story of Vinicius is a common one for Brazilian young talents. He was born in the Rio de Janeiro suburbs, in a poor family. The neighborhood they lived in was a really bad one. The crime rate was so high that the locals used a special app to show where not to go at the moment because of the gang wars. Luckily for Vinicius, his talent and the faith his parents put in him made it possible for his family to move out. Just like many other younger Brazilians, Vini admired Robinho as he made his first steps in futsal, mastering his technique and decision-making as well as Robinho's moves. What Vini loved most was the move called chapeau. That one made him fall in love with Robinho's technique and keep learning new moves. At the age of 10, Vinicius got enrolled at the prestigious Flamengo Academy and moved to a much better place in Rio along with his family. The best striker of the youth tournament at the age of 16, soon he made his senior debut for Flamengo. One season was enough to make a huge impression. After Vini scored 2 in his Brazilian Serie A debut, and then 2 in his Copa Libertadores debut, Flamengo offered him a new contract with a 45 million release clause. The South American Under-17 Championship was what really made him seen, as he scored 7 goals and won the tournament with Brazil. It was then when big clubs put an eye on the young Brazilian. Man United was the first, but the sum of 45 million for such a young and inexperienced player seemed too much. While Barca and Real Madrid were ready to take the risk, both clubs had money and both clubs were willing to spend them on a promising attacker. As you already know, it was Real Madrid to sign him. The club paid the sum and left Vini at Flamengo for 1 more season so that he could have playing time. After Ronaldo left, Florentino Perez was eager to sign a new star, and after he failed to get Neymar, he was afraid of letting another chance of signing a hot prospect slip. There's a fun fact many of you don't know. Vinicius was a Barca fan and wished to play for the Blaugrana before he moved to Real Madrid. He was a big fan and would always pick Barca in FIFA. The rumors say Neymar himself tried to force his Barca move. Here's what a former Barca scout for Brazil said. Vinicius cried when Barcelona completed their comeback over PSG when they won 6-1. He was a real cooler. His Barcelona move was a done deal. Both of his agents were my good friends. They had a commitment with Barca. We only needed Vinicius' signature, but at the very last moment they betrayed us. I haven't talked to them since that day in 2017. That's how Vinicius ended up in a big club so early. The question was if he was good enough. Part 2. Neglect from the teammates and public criticism. After Ronaldo and Zidane left, Real Madrid was in crisis. Julen Lopetegui and Santiago Solari did their best while Vinicius was too young to lead the team. However, it was clear how big of a talent he was. In addition to his playing time at Castilla, he got some in Copa del Rey. He got 2 goals and 7 assists, and another 2 assists in the Champions League. Though Vini didn't become a first squad player at once, he made his name with his pace and skill moves and also became the youngest player to score in El Clásico, breaking the record set by Messi. The Brazilian was 19 years and 233 days old at that time. I'm only 18 and I play alongside the world's best players. I see myself lifting the Ballon d'Or at the age of 25 or 26, said Vini. But his rise was disrupted by the cruciate ligament injury, which forced him out of football for almost a year. And once he came back terrible. Too many mistakes, poor finishing and a total lack of team play. Karim Benzema's discontent was caught on camera at halftime against Borussia in the Champions League, as he said to Ferland Mendy, "Don't pass to him, bro, on my mother's life, he's playing against us," and they didn't pass to him once in the second half. Though they got that sorted out shortly, the lack of end product was too obvious as Vinicius kept playing by himself. Then the rumors emerged. It was said that Zidane lost his faith in Vinicius and the club was ready to sell him. The final straw was the incident that took place after a Getafe game. Vinicius simply refused to train as he claimed he was tired. At that time it seemed like Vini got carried away and starstruck. Luckily for him and for the club, the Brazilian cleaned up his act with a little help from the new coach. Part 3. The Rebirth. Ancelotti came to the rescue. He had the task at hand. Real Madrid had to rebuild even though the club lacked money. The dreams of Mbappe made Florentino Perez sell Ramos and Varane, while PSG refused to sell Kylian. Thus, Carlo had to find alternatives quickly. The club was in need of attackers as Benzema, the veteran, was the only one performing. All the best were causing many doubts. Marco Asensio failed to meet the expectations because of injuries. Lucas Vázquez, a hard-working winger yet not so efficient. Rodrigo, gifted, too inconsistent. Luka Jovic, a spoiled Balkan as he is, seemed like he doesn't care about making progress as he's at a top club already. Mariano Diaz, a bench warmer whose only highlight was that El Clásico goal. Gareth Bale, once a genius who's more of a golf player now. Eden Hazard, another genius led astray by his bad attitude and lack of work ethics. There was some uncertainty about Vinicius as well at the start of the 2021-22 season. 6 goals and 7 assists in 49 games is not what you would expect from the one to replace Ronaldo. He admitted he felt pressure because of his cruciate ligament injury, a pressure of a mental kind. "Yes, I was afraid. It took me 7 months to recover. I didn't play for 2 or 3 months, and when you put your boots back on, you're always thinking where to put your feet and where not to put it. I think I spent 6 months constantly doubting myself. And when it was cold, I'd hurt myself without doing anything. I went to put my boot on and it hurt. It took me a lot of time to get over it." Carlo Ancelotti was of great help to Vinicius. Since the pre-season training started, he has spent much time talking to the young player, explaining his role. As soon as it became obvious that Mbappe wouldn't join the team and Hazard would stay injured, the head coach had no other option but to rely on Vini. He made himself clear: you need to grow up and become more clinical. Here's what Carlo said: "Vinicius is very good in one-on-one situations. As for scoring goals, I've told him that it's rare to score after taking 5 or 6 touches. To score, you need 1 touch or maybe 2 maximum." Vini got that right and started working his socks off at the training ground. What is more, he started working with a psychologist. There's also a personal physiotherapist who lives at his house and watches his diet. As a result, Vini has the lowest body fat percentage since he joined Real Madrid. We have to give credit to Marcelo as well, as the veteran has put the young one under his wing. You can see all of that paying off now. Vinicius Jr. is the best dribbler in La Liga and the Champions League. he is scoring goals and making assists. The mental changes were the key, as he admits. Many hours training in Valdebebas and fighting to improve the definition. I have the confidence the coach and the coaching staff trust in me. I know that even if I make a mistake, they'll give me another chance. Part 4. Tactical details and the help from Benzema. For the first time in his career, Vini is overperforming. All of his metrics have drastically improved. This season he has the most key passes per game, as well as the highest XG rating. XG build-up is most important as it shows how many attacks resulting in goals without a shot or a final pass from the player their way. As you can see, Vinicius has become a true team player, not just a dribbler. Ancelotti has given Vinicius freedom on the left wing in the 4-3-3 formation, the position that fits him the most. His dribbling is different from Hazard's, as he often utilizes the space behind defenders' backs, using his great pace. That's what Cristiano used to do back in the days. His runs were not that smart before, but now Vinicius utilizes the space much better, as his partners help him get into the right position before making a run. Also, he's getting more involved in the passing game. The Brazilian makes it work alongside the likes of Modric, Kroos and Benzema, the elite passers. His runs are way more well-timed and efficient now, as he finds the ball more often, especially in the box. The growing confidence is what makes Vini resemble Cristiano. In El Clásico, he had 3 times more dribbles than anyone else. He's among top 10 players with the most shots and has the most shots in the Champions League. A good display of confidence. He would hesitate a lot before. Now the Brazilian knows his worth, as he is able to keep his composure when making difficult shots. Karim Benzema has been very helpful as well. Once he told his teammates to ignore the Brazilian. Now he creates space for him, the same thing he was doing for Cristiano for years. Now these two have the biggest numbers of goal involvements in La Liga. As he said, playing with Karim is incredible. He always helps me. He is one of the best players in history. He always talks to me on and off the pitch. He helped me, even when we didn't know if I was going to be successful. At last, Vinicius is at his best. The sky is the limit for him. A lot is expected from the Brazilian. Since Cristiano left, the fans have been waiting for an opportunity to see such a talented player wearing the white shirt. They want a show, and all Vinicius needs now is to deliver.